The following episode will contain spoilers. You have been warned.
You're listening to Cinema IRL, the podcast that throws you into the movie and asks the question, what would you do? This week, Amber decides that a plumber isn't good enough for a princess, while she and Scott discuss the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And now, Cinema IRL.
I wish I could switch places for just one day.
What would you do?
Put yourself in my shoes.
How do we handle this?
What do you do?
Put yourself in my position.
What would you do?
Now it's your turn.
Well, if I ever wanted to know how to bore the crap out of my non-gamer wife for 2 hours, I think I just found it.
That's true. It's true. It's funny because sometimes when I book animated films, you say, is this a film for kids or will it be okay for adults? And although this felt like a film for children, an animated film for children, which I love some animated films out there, I feel like it's not just for kids. If you are a fan of the Mario Brothers franchise, you probably really enjoyed this. I don't know anything about them other than that they are plumbers. And other than that, I know nothing about Mario Brothers. So our film of the Mario Brothers Galaxy movie was sadly wasted on me.
Yeah, so they are really Pinos.
What are Pinos?
Plumbers in Name Only.
That's a thing? Do they say that?
No, but I just did. Because I've never seen them plumb anything.
Huh, so there's not usually toilets or sewage or drains or anything like that?
There are pipes that sometimes they go down and they warps them into other places, but that's about as close as we're getting to actual plumbing.
Sadly, I was completely lost. I did not know the characters. I didn't understand the storylines. It was a painful experience for me. And I can understand how someone who loved this world or grew up playing this game or still plays it now could really enjoy it. Or if you were a child, you just loved that it's an animated film and things happen.
There were definitely a couple of jokes in there which I audibly laughed. Okay, there was one joke that I audibly laughed out loud at.
You did.
Oh, no, I'll get to that. So
I normally lead us with saying what the film is about and asking questions about what you do, but I am sitting back in the passenger seat. Why don't you tell folks what this film is about, and I will leave the directing of this episode to you.
Okay. Well, this movie starts off the same way pretty much anything Super Mario Brothers related has started over the past 40 years.
Okay, which I don't even know, so why don't you tell me?
A princess gets captured.
Oh, okay.
The princess this time it's going to be Princess Rosalina, who gets captured by Bowser Jr., who is looking to get his father back after his defeat at the end of the last movie. I assume it was at the end of the last movie. We didn't see it, but it feels like he got wedding crushed, which I don't think she really wanted to marry him, and turned into like this tiny little thing. But Bowser Jr. is like, Dad, I want to get with you to rule the universe. We got to kill everything.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you're telling me every Mario Brothers movie and game starts off with the princess getting kidnapped?
Well, you often don't see that, but how many times have I beaten a level and then seen the words, I'm sorry, your princess is in another castle?
That's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
What kind of world are we living in where a bunch of women are getting kidnapped and that's entertainment?
Well, it's the same world that had Legend of Zelda at the same time.
I don't know what that means either.
That was Zelda, Princess Zelda getting captured and Link having to go find her. So this was a very much princess capture era.
That's Zelda is also from Mario Brothers? Okay. Yeah,
it's another Nintendo franchise.
Okay, well, that's kind of messed up.
And I'll say this. Back in the 80s, these princesses were helpful. Now, apparently, they are badasses. So there's an improvement. Like she was fighting this giant mechanical thing and mostly winning until she wasn't.
So back in the olden times, the prehistoric times, they just said, help me, help me. Is that what they did?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, well, I guess that's something.
So
Still don't like the idea of trafficking princesses. That's kind of messed up.
Well, Bowser just wanted to steal her powers so he could, or Bowser Jr. wanted to steal her power so they could rule the universe.
And what are Bowser Jr. and Bowser Sr.? Are they some sort of turtles?
They are the king of the Koopas.
Oh, of course, the Koopas.
The Koopas, which are turtles.
Okay. All right. So
There were so many things in here. So, of course, word somehow gets back to Princess Peach that her sister has been stolen. We're using the word stolen here.
yeah, stolen, abducted, trafficked.
Whatever. So obviously she's like, I need to go get my sister who I haven't seen since I was like 3.
But she didn't know she was her sister. I did pick up on that much. She just knows that she wound up living with these weird little creatures that have kind of weird mushroom heads, but she didn't know where she came from. So she didn't know it was her sister when she first started looking. I don't know much, but I did know that much.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that was the whole thing where she started having flashbacks of when she was a kid and she was with this other girl that held her hand. And I know I fell asleep. What's your excuse?
I didn't fall asleep. And that's the thing. There's a whole lot of what would you do if you get a note from another planet
that's oh my God, that's like every Tuesday
that
for me.
says your sister got taken and you don't even know that you have a sister? Would you go after her?
I don't know. Is there a reward? It's hard for me to relate. I don't have a sister.
Yeah, Princess Rosalina, or as I started calling her, Princess Bangs.
She did have some bangs on her.
She had some massive bangs on her. So there's a lot of nonsensical things in this
Well, no kidding.
movie.
No kidding.
See, that's
Duh.
that is kind of the problem with this, is that it has a solid plot line, but
Of the stolen woman.
the stolen woman. Yes.
That is a solid plot line. Okay, come on, do better. I usually take this role, so come on, step up.
What?
There's some what would you do? What are they?
You're not taking it for this movie for a reason.
What?
They ended up on all these different planets.
Things still happen. What would you do if your spaceship broke and you got stuck on a planet? What would you do if this guy liked you and was always kind of awkward around you? Come on, step up. Take this. I don't always give.
Well, what would you do if you're the guy who's being awkward?
What would I do if I was Mario the plumber?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I would get rid of that dorky hat and those stupid overalls and realize I am out of my league trying to court this princess and would get myself some decent clothes and shave that stupid mustache.
Oh my God. This is so sacrilege right now, but I love it.
And I don't know, maybe act worthy of her. You can still be socially awkward, but come on. I mean, plumbers make a lot of money, but even when they go out for a night on the town, they change their clothes.
Yeah, no, not so much unless they get some disguises.
Disguises?
They're power-ups, so they can fly or shoot fireballs.
I mean, that's great, but if I'm a princess, what good does that do me? I mean, I want to go out for a nice dinner and get presents, and I have no interest in your power-up. What the hell?
What you do when that power-up gets you out of the prison?
Well, maybe I don't go to prison in the first place. How about that? How about if the guy who's courting me, I don't know, maybe keeps me out of prison? That would be good.
It's not prison. It's so you don't get stolen.
What kind of effed up world am I getting stolen and then being courted by this dorky, creepy plumber?
I don't know.
I don't want to live in this world.
The world is like 40.
This world, but not that world.
The world is like 40 plus years old. You would think after 40 years he could figure it out.
It hasn't aged well. So 40 years and this dorky guy is still wearing his dorky overalls? It is not the 80s anymore.
That is true. And this isn't even to talk about the live action Super Mario TV show that there used to be that starred a WWE superstar. It was ridiculous.
It sounds ridiculous.
It was hilarious.
Who would be in a live action?
Captain Lou.
I don't know who that's that. I know a Captain Lou who's a captain, actually a captain. But
Captain Lou Albano. He put rubber bands in his beard.
That's lovely.
We are going so off the...
Why don't any of these men know how to dress or groom themselves? Big overstuffed stashes and putting rubber bands in your beard? these guys need some. Where's is the guy Tim Gunn, the guy who does the fashion stuff?
I think
Is
so.
it Tim Gunn? Yeah. Where's Tim Gunn? Tim Gunn should be animated and come to this Mario world.
Mario gets
Also
a makeover.
the WWE world as well.
Yeah, no, late 90s. Mario was hot. WWE was hot. They were like, hey, let's put them together.
Okay, so since you're in the driver's seat for this episode instead of me, what's my next what would you do? Come on, bring it. I'm waiting.
What would you do if you had started to build a relationship with your mortal enemies, but your son is trying to pull you back to the dark side?
Yeah. So Bowser, who is imprisoned by, I don't know who kept him captive, but he was
Princess Peach.
Yeah, Princess Peach, and then the two lame ass plumbers. So
dear.
he started. He started to get friendly with them, and then his kid was like, "Get him, attack him, we're gonna bring him down." I think Bowser just needs to grow a pair and be like, "Hey, that's who I used to be. I've gone through some stuff.
Personal
I've
growth.
made some new friends. I've grown beyond that version of myself, and I understand that you're stuck in the past, but I'm not, and you need to get over it. And this is who I am now. I'm in a book club. I have different friends. And if you don't like it, you can just go to the orphanage." Is there an orphanage in Super Mario Galaxy World?
Not that I know
Is
of.
it next to the place where they store the stolen princesses?
I'm not sure anyone's going to want the little kid who has this paintbrush that turns everything into something awful.
That's actually pretty cool.
I bet you do.
So you
Miss
paint
Journal,
something.
MissJournalDoodles.com, loving the paintbrush.
Yeah, so you paint something and then it comes to life. That's pretty neat. I'll take that.
I feel
That's
like
the only thing I want out of this galaxy is the magic paintbrush.
I feel like we kind of saw that in another movie.
Oh, yeah.
Sketch.
Yeah, go back and watch our episode on Sketch. That was a fun film.
Yeah, that was definitely very fun.
Okay, so what's my next? What would you do? Come on, I'm waiting. Chop chop.
Oh.
That movie gave me a little nap, so I'm feeling all spunky now. So
I
what else you got for me?
bet you are. This is I'm the color guy.
I know it's hard to be.
I'm
the
not
one
play
who's
by
guiding
play.
the
I'm color.
Yeah, now maybe you have an appreciation of how hard it is for me to keep you on track and keep the conversation going. Okay, what's my next? What would you do? I'm ready. Bring it.
I don't think I've ever done that to you.
Done what?
What's my next? What would you do?
Because I just take us there naturally, but you're just over there
Oh yeah, no. This
trimming your mustache, I guess.
Yeah, this is an off-roading experience when I'm piloting, and we probably flip a couple of times. So I'm see, that's the thing. Is like we go here, and these people don't like us, and they're going to send 1 million people after us. But it's animated, and there's a script, so we're going to kick their asses.
Okay.
Oh, would you try to get directions from a Rob?
From a what?
A Rob.
What's a Rob?
A Rob? Oh.
Is a Rob is a Rob a name, or is a Rob a thing or a person?
No, just Rob. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
Robotic operated.
Is that slow thing you kept laughing at?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Well, tell people what that is.
Rob was a physical device that you could use as a controller for your Nintendo Entertainment System.
In the real world, you mean outside of the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
There were 2 games that you could use Rob with. One was Gyromite, and I can't remember the second one offhand, but he was so clunky and so hard to use that the Gyromite thing was about, can you make tops spin?
The Gyromite thing? What?
Yeah, the game involving Gyromite, you had these little tops that you had to put into an adapter so it would spin them and then move them to a platform. It was terrible. It was terrible, but it was very nostalgic because Rob was going to give directions and he moved very, very, very slowly. And if you ever played with a Rob, and I did, you found that hilarious because Rob was very, very, very slow.
Yeah, you did laugh quite audibly and
All three
for
times.
a long period of time.
All
Yes.
3 times that he showed up.
Yeah, if this is your jam, if you grew up playing this game, if you have kids or grandkids who play this game and understand who these characters are and have any idea of why all of a sudden boxes appear over them and they touch them and there's all these computer sounds, why are all these computer game sounds when they're just on a foreign planet or in a castle? And why, when they build things, do we have to go to what it looks like in an actual video game? Why does it all of a sudden look different? I'm very confused.
So, admittedly, Super Mario Galaxy was after my time. I'd mostly stopped playing that franchise at that point, so I don't recognize a lot of the interterrestrial things that,
Like what?
I don't know, like the penguins and the...
Penguins? Oh, those things with the weird little masks?
Yeah, all the things that happen when they were in the Galaxy Casino.
Yeah, I took a nap during the casino.
You took a nap for the casino.
I saw something about a roulette wheel, and then I caught some Z's.
But there was a T-Rex.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know why he was there.
Because Mario and Luigi had been turned into bebes
Oh, yeah. That was... Well,
with
yeah.
a gun.
Yeah.
Because Bowser was like, "Hey, don't kill my friends."
Well,
And he's like, "Fine, I won't kill them. I'll make them cry for their mommies."
yeah.
And because he turned them into bebes.
He did turn them into bebes. And they finally got rid of those ridiculous mustaches.
And you missed it because you were going to the little girls' room at the time.
Yeah, I tried to stretch that out as long as
But-
possible.
On the fun inside jokes, baby Luigi licked the Tyrannosaurus's eyeball.
Why? My dog does that.
Exactly. I have no idea why.
Well,
But
that's gross.
Mario was calling in his mouth, and he just
Ew.
didn't know better. And
Ew.
Toad's trying to save him.
So did they just look like babies, or were they, mentally babies?
Yeah, they were definitely mentally babies.
Huh.
But we also did get an appearance from Star Fox, which was fun because he's another Mario, or not another Mario, another Nintendo property.
Oh, so he's in a different franchise?
Yeah, completely different. And that's why he was like, "Oh, I was flying around and all of a sudden I ended up someplace that I don't recognize. So, hey, we're just going to put you somewhere that you don't belong."
Okay,
Because
so they mixed characters from a couple of different games into this. So if you're in the Nintendo world, you would recognize all of these almost guest appearances?
Yes. I think he was the only... Oh, no. Briefly, we saw some Pikmin, which I only know because there was a...
Who's Pikmin?
Pikmin... Okay, so...
Yes, I was in the movie too, but I don't know the answer to
Oh, no,
these things.
it was like these little flowers. They only briefly showed up. They got out of a spaceship.
Oh, is that something about you crushed some big bee saying you crushed my field of flowers? Is that what that was?
No.
about?
They walked out. I have
Who's
to show you.
they?
There was a game. I think it was from Niantic about Pikmin, which is the only reason I even know about them at all. So that
I don't
was
know happening right
I
now.
guess that was a crossover. I didn't either. I still don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to think honestly of what you owe me for going to this film.
But-
And again, if you saw this and you enjoyed it, more power to you. I'm not disparaging anyone who saw it enjoy this film. I'm just saying me being so incredibly disconnected from what this is and the characters and the game and everything like that, it was just not a good fit for me. So you do owe me money.
It was
for
fun,
going.
but in the end, the power of family prevails as Princess Peach puts her hand next to Princess Bangs,
That somehow feels pornography name.
and it blows.
Princess Bangs.
It
That
changes
feels
Bowser
naughty.
World into some lush mushroom thingy.
Yeah, what was with the weird things with kind of like the mushroom cap heads? Why were they called toads? I didn't understand that.
So I think it's kind of short for like toadstool. Yeah,
And they raised the princess?
Their
Are
name
they
is-
like the dwarfs who took care of Snow White?
that would be a reasonably good comparison.
And
Yeah.
now that I think about it, was Snow White stolen too? She wasn't a princess, but
She was banished.
and she was kind of put in a situation where she had to be a maid. It does feel somewhat human
She-
slavery related.
She started by being banished and then did breaking and entering.
What?
Well, she broke into the dwarf's house. She didn't have permission to be there.
Are you thinking of I think you're thinking of Little Red Riding Hood.
No, they both did it. They're both beanies.
They're both of those women are up to no good.
Maybe there's no B. Maybe it's just E.
Yeah.
They're not breaking anything, but they're damn sure entering.
Yeah, I don't think they have really locks on the doors in any of those stories. But you should, because wayward women just keep walking in, whether it's bears or dwarves.
Well, speaking of wayward women, I was a little amused when midway through her show that Luigi was like, hey, you need to finally ask Princess Peach out. It's been 40 years. Can you please ask her out? He's like, I don't know.
He didn't speak like that.
I don't know. Hey.
He actually didn't sound very Italian at
He
all.
was a little Italian.
He sounded like Italian that's McDonald's based. But go ahead.
Sure. And then he was like, after you get with her, then you can see if she has a friend. And then at the end, you have Mario and Luigi coming up on them. And
In a creepy way?
kind of, there was this one moment that Luigi looked over at, Princess Bangs.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was thinking, is this the friend? I could do this. I'm like, you lecherous old man.
Creepy weirdo.
Creepy weirdo.
We hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you for listening. And to catch all the new episodes, please subscribe. We release 2 to 3 episodes weekly, so we'll have new content regularly. Until next time.